My name is Alvin Conte. I'm Associate Director of Admissions and Recruitment at Morehouse College. I also serve as the Athletics Liaison for the Admissions Office. In that role, I assist our confirmed recruited athletes with the admission process. I will be serving as your moderator this evening, and the title of our presentation tonight is Make Your Play Athletics at Morehouse. Again, I'll be serving as tonight's moderator, and our featured speaker this evening will be our Director of Athletics at Morehouse, Harold Ellis, class of 1992. So some general information about Morehouse. Morehouse College is the nation's only historically Black private liberal arts college for men. For over 150 years, we have prepared young men to change the world through leadership and service, driven by innovation, technology, global cultural dexterity, and a liberal arts foundation of knowledge and pillars of the community. And Morehouse is a community with a mission, and that mission is to develop men with disciplined minds who will lead lives of leadership and service. So some fast facts about our athletic program. Our athletics website is morehouseathletics.com. We are a member of the NCAA and in Division II. We're in the Southern Intercollegiate Athletic Conference, the SIAC, and our mascot is the Maroon Tigers. Standing on the shoulders of renowned alumni such as Olympic track gold medalist Edwin Moses, 1969 World Series MVP Don Clendenin, and Harold Ellis, Morehouse College Athletics strives to compete at the highest level. Our athletics department aspires to be a regional center of excellence, providing opportunities for advanced academic and athletic experiences that promote ethical leadership and success in a global society. And our philosophy in athletics is identical to Morehouse's mission, which is to develop men with disciplined minds who will lead lives of leadership and service. So I definitely want to highlight some of our most notable alums in athletics, starting with Edwin Moses, class of 78. Edwin won 170 consecutive finals in the 400-meter hurdles and also set the world record in the 400-meter hurdles 4 times. Don Clendenin, class of 56, World Series MVP of the 1969 World Series and the Amazing Mets. Ramon Harewood, class of 2010, drafted by the Baltimore Ravens in 2010 and also was on their Super Bowl team. Tonight's featured speaker, Harold Ellis, class of 1992, an NBA player who also played for the Los Angeles Clippers and the Denver Nuggets. Jerome Boger, class of 77, NFL referee who also became the second African-American to serve as a referee for the Super Bowl. And then John David Washington, class of 2006, the leading rusher in the history of Morehouse's football program, and also signed a free agent deal with the St. Louis Rams. So I'm very excited to introduce our featured speaker tonight, class of 92, Harold Ellis, who also is our Director of Athletics. Harold Ellis was named Athletic Director at Morehouse in August of 2023. He is a 1992 graduate of Morehouse College and is the only Morehouse athlete to have his jersey number retired after a collegiate basketball career averaging more than 24 points per game in 4 years and leading Morehouse to the 1989-90 NCAA Division II Final Four. After graduating, Mr. Ellis played for the Los Angeles Clippers and Denver Nuggets before going into coaching and sports management. Ellis has also served as the general manager and head coach of the World Basketball Association's Rome Gladiators. He went on to become the director of player personnel for the New York Knicks in 2018 before eventually joining basketball operations for the Detroit Pistons. One of the personal quotes Harold Ellis lives by is, "The only way you can be successful is to make someone else successful first." So before we bring on Mr. Ellis, I don't want to cover or discuss the topics that we're going to be discussing in this session tonight. First of all, the first topic will be Morehouse Athletics, what we do, sports teams and contacts, strategic imperatives, and the last topic will be why should I consider Morehouse as a student athlete. So without further ado, it is my pleasure to bring on our Director of Athletics, Harold Ellis.
Thank you, Brother Conti, and good evening to all the students, parents, friends of the college, and everybody that's involved in producing young Black men. I just want to say thank you, guys. I love this opportunity to get in front of parents and kids and speak passionately about Morehouse College. Morehouse Athletics, what we do. So at Morehouse, financial management, operational excellence, the student athlete experience, which is very important, community engagement, human capital, and maintenance and facility plan. I will discuss all these areas, and you guys be able to ask all the questions at the end when we get done, but I'll be discussing all of these areas. Financial management. At Morehouse, money is key. Fundraising, corporations, grants, alumni, individual donors. I get excited when our alumni donate money, especially to the athletic program, because it really helps fund us. We actually see the money and we invest it right back into the kids. Risk assessment, identify and implement the process to improve financial health. So when I got the job 5 months ago, I had to look at each sport and identify the problem in the sport financially, or if it was coaching or whatever it was going on in the program. And now, as 5 months later, we're sitting in a better place in all our sports. We're getting financial healthy, we're getting more money, and we're improving in those sports. Budget planning is very tricky at Morehouse. For us, I have to plan a 1-year budget, a 3-year budget, and a 5-year budget. I'm coming up on my first year, and it's been a lot of positive things going on in the athletic department. We've raised more money in 6 months here than we've had in the history of the school and athletic department. And that's good. That's really good. Funding athletic scholarships. It's a lot of people that want to know about the scholarships at Morehouse. Funding, we finally have 36 football scholarships in Division II. Now we can compete with everybody in Division II. Historically, we've only had 27. We have basketball. We're at our full limit in basketball with 10 full scholarships. So we're able to compete in basketball. Baseball, we added some scholarships. Golf, we added some scholarships. And track, we have 10 scholarships that we can use in our track guys. And by the way, we have a world-class track team. Operational excellence, safety and health, performance management, leadership, culture, branding, enhanced game day experience. I'm gonna talk about a few of these. Leadership. It was really important for me to get the right leaders and coaches. I just hired Terrence Mathis, former Falcon. He's more, people thought it was a football hire, but for me, as a parent also, I wanted to be a football hire and a mental health hire. He's big, he has a big mental health foundation, and these kids these days, they need to be able to be coached on the field, and they need to be talked to after they get off the field. And I thought that's my football hire. He was a great candidate for that. Culture. The culture around Morehouse is unique, parents. It's only one place like this in the world. We educate Black young men. It's only one place like this at a high level. You know, I call it Black male excellence at scale. That's what we have to do. Branding. So I have one of the things for me with branding with my coaches and my staff. On Fridays, we walk the campus with Morehouse gear on. Every day we walk it with, every day we have it on, but on Fridays we walk the campus. I wanted a presence from all the coaches where my kids and my student athletes can see us every day wearing the brand. We have one of the largest brands in the world. And I think we have the number one African-American brand as far as HBCU, but we have a large brand, and I want my students to see us and identify as leaders on campus. Enhanced game day experience. This is great. So we finally started a spirit team. We have our regular cheerleaders, and now we have a spirit team because we wanted to get more fans involved in our athletic program. We want them to come to the games. We want them to enjoy our games in our arena and at the football field. So I thought starting a spirit team was great. We've never had a spirit team in Morehouse, and this is one of my first duties to enhance game day experience. Student athlete experience. Student athlete development, prioritize their learning and developmental needs in all areas, improve their overall college experience. I say this all the time. I want kids 4 for 40. And I say 4 for 40 because if we treat them well, my staff and my coaches and my colleagues treat these kids well for 4 years, they'll give us 40 back. That's huge for me. It's a lot of people at Morehouse now are coming back to work at Morehouse. I'm one of those guys 40 years later. You know, I was treated well here 4 years. And I think that's huge. And we take it for granted that we have to improve their overall college experience. Social engagements, I love it. Fraternities, sororities, social clubs. I like all of my student athletes to participate in a club. Spanish club, it can be any club, but I want them to be diverse because when they go out into American society, they're going to have to be able to, they have to deal with a lot of different kind of people. And it starts here at Morehouse. A fun thing I could talk about, restructure intramural sports. So the president has given me the honor of taking, it's going to be a big announcement, Conti, it's going to be a big announcement here. They've given me the, he's given me the right to now have lacrosse and soccer. So we will actively be going and trying to apply for the NCAA lacrosse. We're a club sport, but now we're playing a full schedule for lacrosse this year. It's our first year. And it's been really good. I think lacrosse gives us a different kind of student. We already have high IQs in golf and tennis, but I'm telling you, lacrosse, it kind of goes along with football. We can recruit the same kind of kid. And we think we're really excited. I'm really excited about having a lacrosse program. Student athlete feedback. Now, this is one that my first day on the job, I realized I might have to scale back some because my office is open to everybody. It's open right now, actually. And I let any kind of student come in here and ask me any questions. I need all the feedback I can. Anybody I need the positive with the bad. So I told all my athletes, and any student on campus, not only the athletes, everybody can come to me since I know the campus can come to me with any kind of feedback. And I think that's a positive because my kids feel comfortable to me coming and talking in my office or in the cafeteria. I eat in the cafeteria every day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and I'm visible and notable. Workshops or other educational opportunities. This is also awesome. This year we have professional sports teams and their managers and management people, personnel. They'll come in and speak to my kids, and it's like a panel discussion. They get to ask questions, real live work questions, and I think that's huge. When I was at Morehouse years ago, we didn't have anybody with access to professional sports, and I think that's the first thing that I had to do, make it where these guys can either work in the coaching front office, play on a team, or work in management. I think we have big time. At Morehouse, we succeeded in a lot of stuff, but I think sports, that's what we need to start really excelling in. Community engagement, faculty and staff alignment, alumni. Like we have a big time community events. So we feed the homeless, we do homecoming, we always discuss stuff dealing with the board of trustees. We enhance website campaigns, which we do a great job. Our social media, Jasmine Gurley, they do a great job with our social media stuff. We're on everything. Before I got here, we were kind of not a social media school, and now this is just grown. That's one of the biggest things I wanted to grow, the social media platform. We have a great relationship with the local media. Every time we make a coaching announcement, the radio station V103, 104, they support us. WSB News, they support us. We have a great relationship. Morehouse has a great relationship. So your kid come to Morehouse, he will get exposure. Human capital. Invest in strong leadership with the athletic department. I talked about Terrence Mathis. We have our Coach Grissom in the baseball department, does a great job. We'll have a new golf coach announced soon. And all my coaches have been first class. And that's really important for the kids. I wanted the kids to see strong leaders. Our track coach is legendary. He's probably pound for pound the best coach in Morehouse College history. The school been around since 1867. That's a statement. You ever get to come to this campus, go see Willie Hill. That's what Morehouse College looks like. Coach Willie Hill. And recruiting. Oh, stay here. Recruiting is big time. This is the first year we have invested money in recruiting. I have a recruiting budget. So we can not only recruit in the Southeast region, We can recruit nationally, and that is huge to be able to get a kid from California, New York to Georgia instead of just recruiting the local Southeast region. We go national to get a kid. And one of our best groups, the DMV area, DC, and the Houston area, a lot of people don't understand, those two places drive Morehouse College. Maintenance and facility plan. Right now, we're on the right at the end of the basketball season. We're going to improve our locker room. We're going to improve our stadium, and we're going to improve our locker room. How? We got new building funds, fundraising donors. We're going to get this money to improve these facilities for your kids that's coming in here next year. We're going to get new equipment. We already have some stuff coming in, and we're going to have some facility prevention care. We're going to be able to have people to come in here and take care of our equipment where it can last a long time. So the maintenance and facility plan, we're improving in all those areas. We finally have a budget to do it. Dr. Thomas has been great with helping us out in these areas. Our teams and recruitment contacts. This is the fun part because a lot of you guys call me and I'm the AD and I'm getting ready to really give you the guys that you need to talk to, and I can talk about, and then I can talk about the different coaches, and I'll briefly go over the coaches with you on the next slide. Morehouse Athletics varsity and club sports teams. All right, we have football, basketball, baseball, track and field, cross country, golf, tennis, and volleyball. Our popular club sports are soccer, lacrosse, polo, and rugby. As I told you, lacrosse will be coming over to my side. Soccer will also. That's the next surprise because the World Cup is in 2025. The president wants to have a soccer schedule playing by then where we can make an announcement when they announce the World Cup. Here's a good. So I hope you guys are writing this down with the football coaches. All right, so our football, the head recruiter is George Copeland. He's our assistant head coach. He's been in Morehouse a long time. He knows football and he's a good person. You can always get in touch with him. If you send me a video, this is the guy I send it to evaluate. And be sure a lot of times, let the high school coach, know the coaches and let him send the video. It's tough when parents get into sending video out. Basketball, head recruiter Terrell Polk. He's new, but our head coach has been here. He's been here as an assistant and head coach about 15 years, Douglas Witter. We have the SIC tournament coming up next week. We plan on winning the tournament. I talked to Coach Witt today, so our basketball program is in a good place. We're going in as a number 2 seed, and we should fare well there. But anybody associated basketball, get in touch with Terrell Polk. Track and field and cross country, this is our best sport pound for pound. And we're the best in the Southeast and top in the nation. Associate head coach, recruiter coordinator, Christopher Dumas, he's the guy you need to reach out to. But I'm going to tell you just like this, if you reach out to him, make sure your kid can run. Because Edwin Mose and all these guys, that track group, they are really, really good. So understand, we got Division I track players out there. Baseball, Mario Grissom is another coach that's got a ton of experience. He has Major League Baseball experience, and he's been around a long time. The baseball team currently has my highest GPAs. I have one kid on the baseball team with a 3.9 Pinky. He's my best baseball player, and he's my smallest player. Golf. We have a big-time golf announcement. I'm going to tell you about golf. So Eastside, we're partnering with Eastside and Mercedes-Benz. Mercedes has invested a Sprinter van for Morehouse and our golf team to travel around in. They've given us money. And Eastside Golf Apparel, Earl and Olu, they're Morehouse graduates. They've taken my golf program to a different level. I have an elite golf program. So if you're playing golf, be ready because next year we are going to travel the world playing golf. I had an opportunity to travel with them this year, and they actually put me in a couple of country clubs I probably couldn't get in. So I had a great time with these guys, and golf guys are interesting also. I had a good time there. And like I said, they're my smartest group. Tennis, we're going in a good direction in tennis. We're looking for players. We had some tennis tryouts this year. So we're taking all high school kids that can play. The tennis coach is talking about he wants to improve his roster. So I know we have openings there. So anybody that's with tennis, come right down, come on in. And tennis is one of my other sports that the kids have my higher GPAs. We got volleyball. The head coach is Lamar Johnson. This is first year as a head coach. Volleyball, Man, all I can say is I had a chance to go to volleyball and see us play USC and UCLA and had to travel to California with this group. Volleyball is an up and coming sport. It's one of the fastest growing sports in the world right now. I want this volleyball program to be high end, and I'm trying to do everything to keep volleyball going at a high level. We have a match on Friday and this weekend, so I'll be there to see our volleyball team thrive. And these are my main sports, guys, and these people on this list. I hope you get a good look at them. One thing about I can say, they're good people. They're good people. And they invest in Morehouse College kids. They invest in my boys. Strategic imperatives and capital campaign priorities. Really important. Morehouse athletes envision the development of a robust sports program for scholar athletes that is the best in the Southern SIAC Conference and the country via the following key initiatives. Help support and increase student-athlete academic performance to achieve cumulative GPAs of 3.2 or higher. So I love this because I'm big on academics. I was big on academics when I attended Morehouse, and I'm big on my students. I'm the only athletic director that checked grades. I got them right here. I check their grades. And if I know your parents, I call the parents too, because we want to achieve academically and athletically. Graduate 75% of scholar athletes within 4 years. No school in America does it. Nobody do it better than us. Nobody. Parents, listen to me. They don't do it better than us. Our boys are successful in life, period. After they get out of the athletic building, they're going to go and be successful. So understand what you're coming into at Morehouse College. Obtain 50% of annual funding contributions from athletic alumni. We give back. On Giving Tuesday, I raised the most money they ever done in school, and I called all athletes. Fraternities, I called. We give back. My athletic department raised more money than Clark College did total. So understand, when your kid goes here, he's going to come back and he's going to give, because I'm going to treat him good for 4 years, and he's going to love us for 40. Win the SIAC Commissioners Cup, I think I might even get a bonus in my contract for that if I put it in there. But I would love to win the SIAC Commissioners Cup. That's been academics and athletics all around. I don't know if we've ever won it before, but we should have a good opportunity in the next few years to win it. That's the goal. Invest in success. Rooted in the foundation of the college mission to produce self-confident leaders who are engaged in their communities and the world around the students. Student athletes are paramount to the comprehensive Morehouse experience. Why, with your support, Morehouse College can make great strides and bring Morehouse athletics to the pinnacle of excellence in sports and competition. Support. These guys are successful. I can't reiterate it. They're confident leaders. These young men are impressive. I told my coaches, every coach I hire, understand, the kids you coaching are smarter than you. They're smarter than you. Coaches don't believe me. Those are the kind of minds we have at Morehouse College. Those are the kind of minds we have. Why should I consider Morehouse as a student athlete? I'm going to say it again. I got some quotes, some closing quotes. But we developed the most successful Black men at this age in America and the nation. Why not Morehouse College? The only place in the world that is 2,300 young men on my campus that are going to be super duper successful, smart, advanced degrees, doctors, lawyers, preachers, teachers, athletic management. It's no other place that does it better than us. Benjamin Mays, we ought not to seek greatness, we ought to seek, and when we serve, we seek to serve. And we will bump into greatness along the way. That's what this campus is about. All these guys, iron rubs iron on this campus. These minds, they talk, they communicate, they're in the dormitory together, they're eating the cab together. You fall into greatness here. You fall into it at Morehouse. Martin Luther King, Morehouse grad. Ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of confident convenience, but where he stands at times of challenging controversy. Parents, I'm going to tell you, it's going to be some controversy and challenge at Morehouse College. Not easy. but it's gonna make him a man. It's gonna make him a successful man. Challenge and controversy. That's huge on this campus. But it's made all of us that's been on this campus for 4 years, it's helped. Okay, ready for any questions?
Well, Brother Ellis, first of all, I had to be honest with you. After your address, I'm ready to put back on the shoulder pads and get back on the football field. Man,
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited about the future of Morehouse athletics, the advancements we're making, and thank you so much for providing those updates for our athletics program. I have a quick question for you, Brother Ellis, before we get into the Q&A. You're a legend at Morehouse in the athletic program.
Yeah.
I would love to hear you talk a little bit about how it was as a student athlete while you're here at Morehouse and what Morehouse can provide for students who are considering playing on our teams. Like, how was it for you as a student athlete during your time at Morehouse?
Okay, so first of all, it was great as a student athlete for me. Coming out of high school, of course, I got recruited late, and I had bigger schools come in at the end. And I tell parents this, I'm gonna tell these parents the same thing. So I knew I wanted to go to Morehouse as a junior in high school, and then all these other schools came along. Didn't even really know Morehouse had a basketball team. That's what's funny about it. And I ended up getting academic money here at Morehouse. So I tell people this because if I would have gone to Georgia Tech, Georgia as an athlete, I probably wouldn't have the opportunity I had at Morehouse. I went to a school where they had to play me. I went to opportunity I had to play. You don't get anywhere riding the bench. You just don't. I was at a place where they gave me the ball and I had the opportunity to do what I did in the athletic department. Now, one thing about it, being a student athlete here, it was difficult. I had to be an athlete and a student. Like I said again, we got some smart students in Morehouse. But I was in that library with those guys, learning and becoming their friends and getting tutored and going to class. It was great. At Morehouse, after say if you basketball, I will give you the opportunity to be in the gym anytime you like. It's always open. The track and field is always in use. I told the security here, anytime my students want to get in the facility, let them in. When I was here, Coach McAfee and Coach Brewer, people don't know I had the keys to Archer Hall. And I would go in the morning and work out from 2 to 4 in the morning. A lot of people thought it was crazy, but I had a goal. I wanted to be the first player to be in the NBA from Morehouse College. They told me I couldn't do it. So I wanted to prove them wrong. But that's the kind of guys. If we can have doctors here and lawyers here, I felt like, why couldn't we have a basketball player? That's how I looked at it. And people around here help you be successful. I want all my coaches to have some kind of tie with a professional league where when they get done, they can either go play in that league or work in management in that league. And Morehouse College prepared me for life in general, man. I stayed in Du Bois Hall my first year, stayed in New Dome. I think New Dome has a name now, but we call it the New Dome, but it's the old Dome now on campus. But I stayed on campus, ate in the cafeteria. My friends was on campus, had a chance to join a fraternity. I did everything a total student would do, and I enjoyed every experience of it. You know, I had a good time here, and my friends had a good time here. And by the way, I still got the same friends I had freshman year. Parents, I'm telling you, parents and students, you're gonna, and my mom told me this in our high school. She said, you're gonna forget about your high school friends. When you get to college, you're gonna meet friends forever. She was right. I talked to somebody that I went to college with every day, for the last 30-some years, every day. And that's the experience I want to let the parents know.
And thank you so much for providing those details about your experience. Our first question that we're going to ask coming from the chat is, if you are accepted to Morehouse, but to Morehouse through regular admissions, but are an athlete and intend to walk on, is there an opportunity to receive an athletic scholarship if you are successful in making the team?
You know what? Absolutely. I'm gonna tell you this. So the guy that I think that's the most talented player to ever come through Morehouse College, a guy named Larry Lewis. I put him up there with, he's the top. I think he's the most talented player to ever wear the uniform. He was a walk-on. He came out of intramurals and earned a scholarship. Look, man, I came from an NBA space. You earn the playing time and you earn the money, I'm giving it to you. I'm making my coaches give it to you. I love walk-ons. I think they got the best story. I think they play with a chip on their shoulder. I got guys up here that's been giving stuff through AAU for years, but it's those other guys that's playing with a chip on the shoulder that makes the whole school run. So yes, you have opportunity to earn money, earn scholarship money.
Thank you, Brother Ellis. Question number 2. What is the best way for an applicant interested in playing tennis at Morehouse to get more information about the program, requirements, and opportunities? Are there scholarships available for tennis?
There are scholarships available for tennis. I'm still trying to figure out how that works because we just added another one. But how scholarships work, especially with tennis, like I said, that's a big time academic group. So we try to work you academic money first and kind of work down for that and see what's the difference. But if you want to get in touch with the tennis coach, you have to reach out to him, email him, let him see the video, and let it get on his recruiting radar. He does go out and recruit. I've been trying to help out because people have been sending me tennis stuff. But that's one of the groups I want to improve. We've always historically, when I was in school, we used to win the SIC all the time. I want to get back to that national level of tennis, and we're not there yet. We're looking for guys. So if you're a tennis athlete, you got a home here. You got a spot here.
Question number 3. How does Morehouse and the coaching staff assist with creating a path for student athletes to go pro?
Oh, that's a good question. So since I'm a big time, I came from a pro space, I'm creating that avenue now. We're building relationships with pro teams. This year we have our first panel. And you know what I didn't get to talk about? I didn't get to talk about the strength conditioning coach. We hired we've never had a strength conditioning coach, and we have 2 of them now. And that's a main factor in going pro, the strength conditioning. That's huge. I didn't get to talk about those guys. We got a guy that's worked with NFL players, and we got another guy that's a personal NFL guy. So we are improving in that area, and we're trying to get guys go pro. I want to have the first guy to go pro in basketball. I think we got 3 guys on our team that got a legit shot to play in the NBA. We got our football team. We're recruiting a higher level player. We got a guy that's the size of a pro now. So I think we're headed in the right direction. But if you want to go pro, like I said, go somewhere you can play. Playing time is huge about going pro, and we have spots. I don't know if you guys saw our football team. We got spots.
Next question. When are football walk-on tryouts?
That's a good question. That's in the spring, unless you're a freshman. If you're a freshman, we have them again in the fall, the first week of school. But right now, spring, everybody can be out there now, kind of trying out. It's a new coach. It's great for the tryouts, the walk-ons to come out this spring where they can show the coach what they can do. And in the football team practice, I'm at practice most mornings. They practice early in the morning during the spring at 6 o'clock. So we got walk-ons out there also. And then when the new kids come in the fall, we'll have a walk-on tryout. But now, let me speak about that football game. So if you plan on coming to watch in the fall, be sure to have your high school coach reach out to the head coach where you can become a preferred walk, where we know you coming in the door and we can know what kind of spots we have. It's better to do it like that instead of just waiting to get to the campus.
All right, our next question is, can you provide any information about our intramural swim team?
You know what? That's another sport I wouldn't mind. They were here when I was at the Golden Tigers. I know that they have a good group, and they're going to do some meets coming up this spring. And that's one of the teams that ideally I want to bring back to under my supervision, because that's another one of those sports, man. I'm all about the grades. That's one of those sports where swimmers have high IQs, and we need that on campus.
All right. Our next question in the chat is, do you have an estimate of how many volleyball scholarships will be available for this fall?
We do not. Well, I don't know that right off the top. I have to ask the volleyball coach because I don't know how many seniors we have. That's one thing I don't know, but I can find that information out. But if you reach out to the volleyball coach, he can give you all that information. I don't want to say we got 5. I know we have a young volleyball group just because we just started volleyball 3 years ago. And I know our captain is a senior. He's a stud. I know he's a senior, but I don't know how many guys open up because, we just had volleyball tryouts. That's another sport that we're going to have tryouts. This is the first year we've had tryouts for volleyball. So either you can get recruited to us or you can come for the tryouts.
Our next question, and this question is very personal for me because I was actually a sport management major. in college. So I was really got involved into working in the athletic department as a student. So the question is, how can students help in behind the scene aspects of athletics?
Come to my office, basically. So I tell people this all the time. I had a student today said he wanted to do something in athletics. I need it. I think it's a great experience. If I had it over again, I wish I could have helped out in the athletic department. It's something you can put on your resume. I can make a call for you when you get ready to graduate. Hey, this kid worked in our athletic office. I recommend all students, not only student athletes, but I recommend all students to come through athletics and get some kind of experience. Trust me, it will better your college experience, knowing some athletes, knowing the personnel. We have that kind of athletic department where we have kids just come over and sit in our office. Just sit in their office. And they're just here. And then you get used to them. Then when you don't see them, you wonder where they are. So speaking of that, I got to find Noah. He's the captain. Look, I made him the captain of my spirit team. So I saw him today. He just came by to say hi today, but I got to get him back in here tomorrow.
All right, next question, Brother Ellis. Are there set tutors or other additional assistance for student athletes with the academics? And do students have to seek it out, or is it automatically provided? Excellent question.
Yeah, great question. So before now, students had to seek it out because it depends on what your major is also here at Morehouse. But now I have it where we have tutors for the athletes. And so like, I'm just using my basketball team, for example. They had to up their grades because I'm big on grades. Now we have tutors for them, and they actually come to the office in the conference room and they study in there. You can seek it out, but by you being an athlete, we can find somebody for you.
And
but that's for all students in the school. All students in the school have access to the tutors.
Exactly. And add on a little bit to Mr. Ellis's answer, as a student at Morehouse, you will be automatically assigned an academic advisor once you become a student, and they will assist, with you registering for classes, any issues you have with your major academically. They help with that process. You also will have a faculty advisor who will assist you in terms of if you have any issues in regards to your major. We also have the Douglas Success Center right in the middle of the freshman quad, where literally you can go for tutoring. You can go for sign up for tutors, whatever class that you need assistance in. So there are additional resources available for students and student athletes in terms of academics on our campus. So the next question in the chat is, out of the 15 to 16 man basketball roster, how many are walk-ons? And when are tryouts for freshman students?
Freshman tryouts, walk-on tryouts are end of September, because we usually start up basketball in October. It could be the first week of October. Also, it depends on when the coach wants to do it. We have 3 walk-on students for basketball. We have 3. Now, once you're on the team, I don't like that term walk-on. I don't like that. I never have. They're part of the team. So I don't consider them walk-ons because you're one injury away from playing. You know what I mean? And they're all first-year guys, and next year all those guys will play. But we have some guys that have developed. I like that part of the development part of it, but I don't like the walk-on part of it. I just think you're on the team, you're on the team. So once they get on the team, I think that's what I want to do away with, just having a walk-on. You get a locker just like everybody else. And by the way, we got a locker room campaign going on for basketball. So if any new people want to just jump in on our campaign fund, we'll have a whole new locker room. By the time the students get here, we'll have a whole new locker room in the fall.
Great news. Next question. I'm from the DC area and I've been accepted to Morehouse. Does the football program have any remaining priority walk-on opportunities?
Right now, absolutely, absolutely. And I love that area. That area plays a great brand of football. I started quarterback Miles Scott. He's from that area. He came in not as a walk-on, but he was almost he got recruited, but he was more like a preferred walk-on, and then started off starring, and now he's getting money. He's getting money to play. So I think it's huge. We have walk-ons, and like in football, walk-ons are the best. But then again, I told you, once you get on the team and you get down here, there's no more walk-on. You're on the team.
The next question, do athletes get different housing than the rest of the students?
That's what's the great thing about Morehouse. We get no special privileges. Every student is the same. Academic-wise, athlete, academic. I used to always complain. When I was in school, I would break in front of the line. I would say, man, look, I'm on a basketball team. I'm gonna cut the line. But no, no special privileges. And that's what's unique about Morehouse. We treat everyone the same. You can be the star basketball player, star football player, but you better be a star in that classroom because those are guys that actually get the best treatment. You know, in the history department, the guys that are stars at Morehouse are the academic stars. We just can't, you know, homecoming and all that kind of stuff. The academic stars shine at Morehouse College. So no special privileges.
Our next question in the chat is, how much traveling do the various sports do in their season? It may vary, but which sports lend to more travel requirements?
This year was football, man. We had 6 road games. We was out of town every week, and we had some long trips. We took the DC Classic. We were in New York. We was in Ohio to start the season. And then the rest of the games on the road. But basketball, I just got back with the basketball team, and I forgot how hard basketball team is to travel. So they probably travel the most during their season. Baseball could be close, but basketball is probably usually the most traveled sport.
Next question.
And hold on, let me answer that because parents probably want to know, when they get excuses for classes. We do give excuses for class. Morehouse is another thing. We don't mess around with that. We have a mandatory excuse, and they still have to do the work, and we have people to work with those guys when they come back. So basketball was gone for Friday, and they'll be going for the SIC tournament next week. We got to have a mandatory excuse for these classes because I'm going to tell the parents, I got to be up front. The Morehouse professors, they do not care if they're on a basketball team or football team. It's about the classroom work first. So I emphasize that to my athletes.
Thank you, Brother Ellis. The next question I have for you is, when do athletes report for fall football practice?
Okay, now going forward, I want us to report in July. Historically, I think they used to report August, and I think school starts the middle of August. Well, you know, this year August is my first day, so I don't know. But ideally, you want these guys to report around the end of July and get at least a good 3 weeks in or 4 weeks in for the first game. And this year, I think our first game is right around Labor Day. Hopefully it's around Labor Day. I got a surprise classic. Hopefully I can get in that I'm trying to make happen. But yes, football team reports early. Now that is different. Football team reports before all the students get up campus.
All right. Are incoming freshmen eligible for baseball scholarships? So what is the criteria?
Okay, now that's a baseball coach question. He does a good job at that. They are eligible incoming freshmen. They're going to get recruited now. And baseball season's going on now, and I'm assuming the coach is going to put together a recruiting list. He's really involved in the baseball recruiting. He has a database, but here again, if you get the film, you send it to the baseball coach where he can give you the earlier the better, because I'm assuming he's getting a roster ready for next year.
All right, our next question is, do the students have any costs associated when traveling for athletics, or is that all provided by the college?
No,
meals, etc.
Yeah, meals and stuff we provide. We provide, you know, of course, like say NBA, we get per diem, but here we pay for the meals. We pay for meals. And now one good thing about being a Morehouse guy, if we in a major city like say DC, we had the DC Morehouse alumni feed the basketball team, and that was great. They got a chance to meet the guys, and some of the guys got a chance to speak to some of the alumni that are prominent in the DC area. So by being a Morehouse, if we go to any major city, big city, a lot of times alumni, LA went to LA, they fed us in LA. So we cover all that kind of stuff.
All right, next question is, are there recordings of classes to watch later if you are traveling with the team, or do you just work with someone one-on-one?
I don't know if we record classes. I don't know if we record. Now we do have people that work with you one-on-one, but that's a good, I don't know if we record classes. I'm assuming now, can you answer that?
I am not aware of that. I would definitely have to speak with academic advisement if they provide that service.
Well, can you even record classes? You know what? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question, but that would be good if a kid could look back at the class. But we do definitely have one-on-one help when they come back.
All right, thank you. If I want to invest financially into Morehouse athletic program, where can I send the donation?
You can send it to my name in the athletic department, and make it to Morehouse Athletics Unrestricted Funds. You can send it right to the, you could actually send it to the college as long as you put Morehouse Athletics on it. And or you can send it here and we take it across the street. That'd be great because all donations are good donations. We got a rising program. And if your kid is gonna be here, I advise you to donate and enhance this program because we want the best for all the student athletes, but it's best when the parents get behind it.
All right, another question in chat. When will the football schedule be available for the public?
Okay, we're in the makes of the football schedule right now. We're probably in the next 2 or 3 weeks, we'll make an announcement. I can tell you homecoming will be October 26th. I do know that date. That's the date I can give you. So breaking news, homecoming is October 26th this year.
All right. Oh, I just found out from our chat moderator that we do not record classes. So that, unfortunately, that is not available on our campus. Okay. So next question I have for you, especially in this day and age, I have to ask it, Brother Ellis, are NIL deals available at Morehouse?
We're in the process of working at it. I'm meeting with like a couple of companies to do this. Like I said, that comes with talent. Talent brings NIL money. So we're improving our athlete. So that's coming. I have a meeting I actually scheduled next week with a guy from a bank that wants to do a lot of NIL stuff with it. So that's going to be the future going forward at Morehouse.
All right, Brother Ellis, I have a question for you that I need you to provide your recruiting pitch for our basketball program. I have received a large merit scholarship, but I'm torn between 2 HBCUs and playing basketball would tip the scales. Is there a way to get in front of the basketball coach to determine my odds for walking on at Morehouse?
See, one thing about me with basketball, you can actually get in front of me on this. I've been doing it for more than 20 years. I don't know if these guys know my background. I worked in NBA. I'm one of the only guys that used to sign guys from I either sign a guy from Morehouse College for my summer league team, or I sign a guy from an HBCU. I know the HBCU space and I know the NBA space. Coming to Morehouse can separate you because I know every person in the NBA personnel department. So any team you want to go and try out for, I got it. Any summer league team you want to play for, I got it. So if you want to get in front of the basketball coach, I'll put you in front of the basketball coach, and I'll also be in your evaluation. That's one of the sports I got my hands on personally. So I even watched some film with the basketball coach about our games just to give him some pointers on it. And lately I've been really involved in basketball. So if it separates, we're separate in that. Now, it's no HBCU that has nobody in a personnel department like me that can help you advance in pro basketball.
All right, next question, Brother Ellis says, what are the requirements to stay in good standing? And I think what they mean is good standing academically as a student athlete at Morehouse.
Morehouse has always been different than NCA. I think NCA is 2.3. Morehouse kind of makes it 2.5. I make it a little bit higher than that because 2.3 GPAs do not graduate from Morehouse College. They don't. You got a 2.3, 2.4, you playing in no man's land, not at Morehouse. We got to have a GPA. I want all my GPAs to be 2.9 or higher. The higher the GPAs, the better. It's just that I want to graduate kids. I'm going to get judged by my graduation rates. So I want kids that stay in school, have good grades, and finish.
Thank you, Brother Ellis. My next question is, do freshmen practice during NSO week? So do a freshman on the football team practice during new student orientation?
Absolutely. 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 I'm just saying that going forward, they're going to practice. They haven't practiced, they are. Because I see practices like I was a pro. I see practice that when you miss practice, you lose a spot. And freshmen need to be at practice. They got to learn. They have to be there for all the practices.
All right. Next question for you, Brother Ellis, is in regards to in your presentation, you talked about one of the goals being to average the cumulative GPA for athletes at Morehouse for that to be a 3.2. What is, in your idea, what is the type of student and student athlete that Morehouse prefers?
We prefer 3.0 GPA. So let me just give you an example. What's the average right now at Morehouse? 3.7 and 1,400 on SAT. That's what we're talking about. That's average. That's like the average area you playing with. If you want scholarship money, if you want to get accepted early, that's the kind of GPA you have to have. And I'm big on the athletic department. I want guys at 3.0s. I just don't think you can hang out. You can hang out with 2.7, 2.6 and get into a good school. You better be really good if you're going to do that. But 3.0 sets yourself apart. That's when we can start talking. If you're an athlete, you got a 3.0 or higher SAT, the competition is so tough at Morehouse. I'm trying to bring down the 3.7. I was told a 3.7, 1400. I was like, man, what kind of athlete can I get with those kind of grades? That's like a super student to me. But they won't bend on it. They will not bend on it. We have a policy and we have a history of a legacy here, and we just don't bend on certain things. And grades one of them.
Definitely. And I'll add a little bit onto that answer, our Brother Ellis, and I thank you for addressing that. When you apply to Morehouse, we look at a variety of factors in terms of the type of students that we admit. And we take a holistic approach in terms of reviewing your application. And that approach includes obviously your GPA, your academic rigor, your recommendation letters, extracurricular activities, your essays that you write within your application, and other factors. So I just want to make sure that everyone realizes that, we look for a total student and a total student athlete. So we have a variety of factors that we use to review your application if you choose to apply to Morehouse. All right, Brother Ellis, going back to the golf program. Next question is, how many golf scholarships will you have available?
We have not determined. That's usually at the end of the year determination about the golf. I know we do have one added. I got to speak about golf. We have Eastside Golf. That's a big time sponsor for us. And they're big time and they're really enhancing our program. So that program, I know we are adding one scholarship to that program, and we're looking for that program to rise. That's a huge program for us. And golf is another IQ sport for us.
Oh, most definitely. So our next question is, this is a good question. Is it possible to be in the honors program and a student athlete at the same time?
Yes, actually, one of our quarterbacks got hurt. He's in everything. He's in ROTC. He's on the baseball team. He's on the football team, and he's in a lot of academic programs. Like I said, I really love well-rounded students because I think that transfers into society. So yes, you can be in an honors program. Like I said, I have a Pinky on the baseball team. He's a high scholar. A lot of these guys are high scholars. They do two things at once. And I believe if you can play multiple sports and carry those kind of grades and be an honors program, it helps us. And it helps us with scholarships too. It's not all athletic scholarships. It helps with the Bonner Scholarship, the Winfrey Scholarships, the Willie Wood Scholarships. It helps us if you're an athlete that has a high scholar because we can use that money on another kid. So it just helps us tremendously.
All right. We're getting a lot of scholarship questions. And this one is about baseball. How many baseball scholarships does Morehouse provide? How are they distributed as a percentage of tuition?
So baseball scholarships work like this. We go for the high scholar again, but we split the scholarship money up. So say if it's 5 scholarships, we split it among the guys. It's very rare. That's what we don't have. It's very rare in baseball, unless you're a pitcher. And I'm just learning this too. I'm learning this also. Unless you're a pitcher, you get full money. So it's very rare at Morehouse to get full money for baseball. But he does an excellent job at making it whole. He does a great job at it. How he splits it up and the kid he recruits is unbelievable how he makes it work.
All right, my next question is, I've been emailing coaches at Morehouse, but have not heard back. What should I do next?
Okay, just identify. You can actually email me, but identify the coach. And now you have the right coaches on the email list now, because it could have been coaches that maybe no longer here anymore, or it might be the wrong recruiting coach. Now, I think Mr. Conti did a good job of putting the right coaches for each sport. So going forward, reach out to those coaches.
All right, next question is, would I be able to stack scholarships at Morehouse? For example, I receive an athletic scholarship and could I also be offered a band or a music scholarship?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can stack scholarships. Yes. And that's what we actually look for. Like I look for an athlete that can play, like I said, we want lacrosse coming in, a guy that can play lacrosse and football. track and football, track and basketball. When I was here, we had 2 kids that was high jumpers on the basketball team that was on the track team. Yes, baseball and football. Like I said, my guy, the guy that's talking about the quarterback, he has he's one of the Bonner guys. Not Bonner, he's one of the Bonner guys. He's got football money and he get baseball money. That's the best way to do it here, Morehouse. We have a lot of scholarship opportunities for our student athletes.
And I'm actually going to answer a question in the chat, but we're being asked, the person is just joining and they want to find out if they can have access to the recording after we finish up. I know that we are recording tonight, so we should be able to provide you a recording of tonight's athletics discussion. All right, we have a couple of more questions. We will be in attendance for Admitted Students Weekend on April 18th. Would it be okay to join the football team with permission from the coaching staff, just to get to know the coaches and get acquainted?
You mean just go to practice?
Yeah, they go to practice, just to I guess meet with speak to the coaches when they're on campus for Admitted students.
Coach Mathis is great about that. If you come to my office first, I can walk you over to Coach Mathis, or if they're practicing that day. April 18th. I don't know if we start. I think we start practice March 26th. I don't know what the last day of practice is for spring, but hopefully, yeah, he's having open practice so you can see practice. And he's easy to talk to. You can walk right in his office also and just talk to him. And like I said, it'd be better if you give us a heads up, get a coach a heads up. You're coming with some video or anything like that. He can, have a judgment by the time you get there.
I appreciate it, Brother Ellis. I just received an update from our chat moderator. All Tiger Talk presentations are posted to our Morehouse YouTube channel within 24 hours. So you will have access to be able to review or see tonight's discussion on our YouTube, on our Tiger Talks or Morehouse YouTube channel within 24 hours. Let's see. Next question is, all right, this is a question I might be able to answer. Do you have merit scholarships? And if so, how do you apply? In regards to merit scholarships at Morehouse, there is no separate application process. You could possibly be chosen for a merit scholarship based on the overall strength of your application. The minimum GPA to potentially be eligible for a merit scholarship at Morehouse is a 3.4, and that is weighted. Our merit scholarship programs award up to from $2,500 per academic year all the way up to $15,000 per academic year. So there's no separate scholarship or application process for merit scholarships. You are chosen based on the strength of your application. I think we have time for maybe 1 or 2 more questions. Let's go in the chat. Let's see. Is it possible? Nope, we've already answered that question. Let's see. We are almost finished up, Mr. Ellis. Okay, what type of strength and conditioning facilities do you have? And I would love to hear more about our new strength and conditioning staff.
Yeah, the strength and conditioning staff is great. It took me some time to go out and find the right group of guys because at Morehouse, we got to have, it's not like being at like bigger school. We got to have multiple coaches that do multiple sports. So I got 2 strength and conditioning coaches, and they're going to work with every sport, including golf. Matter of fact, the golf coach just asked permission could he use a strength and conditioning coach in the mornings. So I think that's great. We have not had a strength and conditioning coach in the past, and having two of them is awesome. And I think I've seen the improvement already with the football guys. They look good. They look sharp. He's working with them in the morning, and then the coaches start working with him. So it's been great. You'll be coming into good hands with the strength and conditioning guy. He has a ton of experience. Both of them, one of them is like an NFL guy, another strength and conditioning coach. He trains all pro athletes. So it's just great. It's just, I'm excited about the strength and conditioning program, really excited. And one of the guys is / nutritionist, which that's huge for us going forward because we have to know what we put in our bodies as we condition.
I appreciate that, Mr. Ellis. We have a little extra time. We can run over a little bit. So we have a little extra time for questions. So feel free to put your questions in the chat. We have a few more minutes to answer additional questions. So if you have any question, feel free to put that in the chat. Next question is, if I want, can you share the information for the locker room campaign?
Yeah, so we have a locker room campaign coming up. It's driven by Marlon Cousins, one of our alumni. You'll have a chance to, we're cleaning the locker, we're changing lockers out, but you have a chance to put your name on the locker, on the plaque. And that's what's great about it. So we can have, Harold Ellis can have his locker there forever now. It's kind of interesting because as an alumni or just a donor or friend of the college can actually have a personal locker in the locker room for the kids with a plaque. And what's ironically about it, we have more regular Morehouse alumni and friends of the college program than basketball players, which I'm disappointed on. That's already paid for the campaign. And $1,000 gets you a plaque. I mean, not a plaque, but a plate in a locker, starting at $1,000.
All right. Let's see. Let's go back to the chat. All right. Is there a weightlifting club at Morehouse? Also, is the weight room open to all students?
The weight room, I don't know if we have a weight room club, but we do. The weight room is open to all students. We have 3 on campus. And ironically, we're changing that out this summer also. We're going to get a new weight room for the stadium and the football stadium. And we have somebody that's working on that as we speak, actually. So by the time the fall comes, you guys will be walking into some new places, some new spaces.
All right, Mr. Ellis, you mentioned having the high school football coach contact the head coach at Morehouse for preferred walk-ons. Should the high school coach contact Coach Copeland or Coach Mathis?
You should really do Coach Copeland. If you know Coach Mathis, that's fine, but Coach Mathis is recruiting coordinator, and he'll get back with you. All
right, so definitely for Mr. DeBruce in the chat, definitely reach out to Coach Copeland. He is our director of recruiting coordinator for our football program. Let's see. I'm looking in the chat. Any additional questions? Oh, wow. Do you have an indoor golf practice facility on campus?
It's interesting. No, we don't. But that's something that the golf coaches putting together a package for. I think that will enhance us. Like I said, we have Eastside Golf. They want to do something like that. And the more stuff we have on campus, the better you get. You know, so it's the national champions that won it. They were telling me a story that they have a facility on campus, which helps them practice all the time. And that's why they won a national championship. So I think that's a positive for us, and that's the direction we want to go in and get an indoor spot on campus. We've identified kind of the area.
Thank you.
I don't know if that'll be ready by the fall.
All right, a couple more questions. Are Division II athletes provided a stipend?
No, that's through scholarships. No. Division II athletes, we don't do stipends. You mean like Division I, like monthly stipends?
Mm-hmm.
No, we don't do stipends. We deal on grants and stuff like that. We don't do a stipend.
Okay. Let's see here. Can I come on an official visit for football as an admitted student for the class of 2028?
Class of 2028,
so that'll be students that will be starting at Morehouse this fall.
Oh, class, okay. I'm thinking you meant high school class. Okay. Yes, you can come on recruit visit as an admitted student. Yeah. Now keep in mind you only get 5 official visits. So when we have that weekend, that's when you can come. But if you don't come on one of those weekends, on a weekend that we have that, it's not an official visit. I advise everybody to use all their official visits.
All right, we're finishing up. Next question is, how does Morehouse accommodate for students who are walk-ons with scheduling / academic advisement or financial support?
Well, once they make the team, they get all the support as far as academic support once they're on the team. Financial support, that will be, you have to play your way into money. So of course, if you're walk-on, you have to pay first, or however you here at Morehouse, and then you can earn money going forward. Like I said, we had a kid, Miles Scott, who came on with, I think he was getting partial money, and then his parents were paying money, and then I think he worked his way into more money. So that happens a lot. Kids come here, they get better, they get stronger, faster, when they develop here, and they earn money. It happens all the time, and it happens a lot at Morehouse.
Mm-hmm. So the next question is, you discussed earlier how the walk-on process and tryout process for football. how can I become a preferred walk-on for basketball?
The same way, we have practice. You reach out to the coach. We'll have some preferred walk-ons coming in next year. You reach out to the coach. He sees your film. We might be out of scholarship money. He might say, you know what, this kid could be a preferred walk-on. He can earn some money going forward next year. That's how it usually happens. I'm telling you, in basketball, you find two, possibly three a year. And when I say walk-on, they might be a preferred walk-on. They end up playing. This year, we're fortunate to play. We playing almost 4 freshmen. Three of them start. That's big time. It's big time. So if you can play, you're gonna come right in and play.
So yeah, definitely listen up, young man. You can play as a walk-on at Morehouse. So
yep.
actually
It's
brings me
not like
to
a walk-on at Notre Dame, Alabama, where you never see the field. Walk-ons here play.
So that actually brings me to my next question, Mr. Ellis. When a student reaches out to one of our coaches and sends them an email, what should be in that email? What do coaches want to see or receive from a student if they're interested in being recruited by Morehouse?
Nice, positive opening statement. Height, weight, school, vital signs. When I say vital signs, statistics and film. And I recommend you just don't show highlights. Show your total game in every sport. Whatever sport it is, show your total game. Just don't send them a highlight.
And why shouldn't they just send a highlight? What's the reasoning for that?
My personal reason is because I think you want to see what you want to see your warts, I call it, or black spots. And like say if it's basketball, I want to see him make an athletic play, a defensive play, offensive play, and I want to see a bad play just to see what I'm looking at. Because you show your highlights and you come down and then you get here in your game, you play your game, then you see all your mistakes. You're like, wait a minute, he didn't even put that on film. I just think it's better to show, especially a sport like basketball. I think it's better. You can show highlights, but I'm just saying at some point we're gonna want to see the whole game. I recommend you want to show a highlight in a regular game.
It definitely makes sense.
Yep.
Next question is, and I can assist with this question as well. How can I get in contact with the lacrosse club coach? I do have their contact information. So feel free to send me an email, and I'll provide my email at the end. But send me an email, and I can get you their contact information for our current club coach for our lacrosse team. Anything you want to add to that, Mr. Ellis?
No, that's it. That's it. Like lacrosse is another one of up and coming sports. The president is really excited about our lacrosse team. He really wants to do this, and I'm behind it. And by the way, guys, I gotta say, let me say something about Dr. Thomas also. The president you guys are coming to, he's competitive. He doesn't like to lose. He's gonna tell you that when he see you on campus. He wants to win. He wants to graduate kids. Sometimes I don't know in which order that is, but he's definitely very competitive and wants to win, and he's behind the athletic program, and that's good to know, and that's good for me, and it's good for the upcoming parents and students to know that the president is all in on athletics.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. So we had somebody put in the chat. Can you go back to the slide with the contact information? If you can let me know which sport that you need the contact information for, I can answer that in the chat. And I'll also go on to, while you're responding to that, the next question is, do any basketball recruiters at Morehouse attend AAU games to check out players?
Yes. They had an AAU event, I think last weekend, but yes, for basketball, I want my recruiters everywhere. And AAU, unfortunately, it's more AAU than high school games now, especially on the weekend. But high school game is finishing up, so it's really AAU to kick back off. But yes, I recommend they go to AAU games and high school games.
All right. Oh, yeah, so we're going to show the contact slide, the recruitment contact slide one more time before we wrap up tonight. So the person asking for that, the football contact information, we're going to show that one more time before we finish up. All right, let's see. I'm checking the chat one more time to see if we have any additional questions. All right. This is an interesting question. Another scholarship question for you, Mr. Ellis. With 32 football scholarships, do you give 64 kids 50% athletic money? How does that work?
No, we have 36.
36. Okay.
So here again, it's one of those sports where you can have a full ride if you're a guy that deserves a full ride. Or if not, yes, we do split the money up. So it may be 36 scholarships and we may be giving it to 45 kids. Some of those guys have full rides, some of them will not have full rides. But it's good to know to have 36. Of course, because we can't just give 36 kids scholarships and have everybody, that just you have to have a perfect team almost. But no, but yes, we give the money, we split the money up. And like everybody has different levels of money. The higher your GPA is, though, the more money you can get from Morehouse.
All right, and this is going to be our last question, and then we're going to, after this question, we're going to show the recruitment contact slide one more time. So the last question is about how many football scholarship offers were sent out to athletes for this upcoming season?
8.
8, okay.
8. 8 guys committed. We signed 8 guys. And actually, that number actually should have been higher. We hired Coach Mathis late, but 8 was. So it's still opportunity. It's actually still opportunity. I recommend you get in touch with a football coach immediately, because one thing about Division II, you can sign all the way up into the school year.
Thank you so much.
I do know we have money left. I know that.
All right. So before we close things out, can we have the recruitment contact slide put on the screen one more time? If we could show that slide. So for those who came in a little late, will have access to seeing the the recruitment contacts for each sport. Nothing. All right, there we go. And make sure you send that coach or the sport you're interested in an email. And as Mr. Ellis spoke about, make sure you're including the right information in that email. It needs to have, obviously, your contact information, your awards, your highlights, but also, again, show your warts. We don't just want to see highlight film. We want to see you an entire game and how you participate in that sport.
Be sure to state your GPA also.
Yes. Thank you,
GPA
Mr. Ellis.
Yep, GPA and test scores.
So definitely, we want to see your GPA, and if you've taken the SAT or ACT, definitely make sure you include your test scores. So, well, thank you so much, everyone. If your question was not answered, please feel free to email us at admissions@morehouse.edu, or you can reach us on our social media. Our IG is @admit2morehouse, and Facebook is @Morehouse College of Admissions. So thank you so much, Mr. Ellis. You did a terrific job. Thank you so much for the information. Thank you so much for the energy, the positivity. And I feel very confident that our athletic program is headed to the ceiling, headed to the sky. So thank you so much for your participation, time, and attention.
Thank you. And I expect everybody to be here in the fall. Come to my office.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Is there anything else you want to close with, or any additional information you want to provide, Mr. Ellis?
Just want to emphasize to the parents, as a whole staff, we do a great job with your young men. When you send them here, you have nothing to worry about. It's Black scale excellence. I just think it's the best place in the world to attend college. Honestly, I think we do the best at raising Black men, and I truly believe that. And in the fall, when you guys get here, you'll see it firsthand and watch it. It's a special electric feeling on this campus. We produce really, really smart dudes. I'm just telling the parents that. Nothing better. There ain't nobody better than Morehouse College. Nothing better. That's how I am.
Thanks again, Mr. Ellis. Thanks everyone for participating tonight. We appreciate your questions. We appreciate your time and attention. Again, if you have any additional questions, reach out to us at admissions@morehouse.edu. Hopefully you learned some more information about our athletic program, and hopefully that we'll have some young men in this chat who will be on our teams this fall. So thank you again, and we appreciate your time, and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, guys.